guys, this is Charles McKeever from Geek, and I want to give you a quick iPad mini review. Now, this isn't going to be about specs. Apple's already done a really good job of that, and I'm sure there are going to be a lot of other videos out there that are going to go through the specs and show you all the different features of the iPad. But I really want to talk about the in-store purchase, the overall experience, and kind of relate some thoughts that I have about the device itself. So yesterday we went to the Apple Store in Dallas and we bought an iPad mini. So I've got it here with me now, and I have to say that overall I'm very impressed with the device. I think, as Marco Arment says on his podcast, this is going to be the device that people use in the future. This is going to be the replacement for the iPad. I know that there's a lot of to talk right now about 7-inch tablets, 10-inch tablets. Which one's going to win out, who knows, but I can see a lot of people wanting this particular form factor. It's light, it's thin, it's easy to hold, you don't get tired, there's lots of screen real estate, and it really does everything that the iPad does. So if you haven't purchased an iPad yet, or a tablet of any form yet, then I definitely would recommend taking a look at the iPad mini. Now, our store experience was such that we got there Friday right around 9:30 a.m. and it was in the mall. And you know, most people have day jobs, so not a lot of people were there. The store itself was fairly vacant compared to other times that we've been there. We went to the exact same location for the iPhone 5 launch, and there was a little bit of a line there, probably maybe 10 people deep, to get the iPhone 5. So, and that was again at 9 o'clock in the morning for the iPhone 5 event. You know, early morning, Friday, same factors. A lot more people standing in line than there were for the iPad Mini. Now, that said, we went back to that same location at lunchtime, same day, same location at lunchtime. There were people all over the place. There were all the people, you know, there were people all around the iPad Mini table. There were people at all the other different stations and things like that. So the store had filled in with its normal operating business. So definitely, of the people who walked through the door, they were asking about the iPad Mini. So while there was not necessarily hordes of people at the door, first thing in the morning, there were people coming in asking for it on a regular trickle, and then at noon there were lots of interest displayed in the device. Okay, now one of the things that Christopher Ward noticed, and he's of course on the show with us for Corona Geek, is he noticed that the iPod, your standard iPod, you know, the iPod, the iPhone without the radio, basically that's $30 difference between that device and the iPad Mini. Now, if you're talking about buying a device for a kid or some other family member, you're going to look at the iPod Touch and you're going to look at the iPad Mini. Now, there's a $30 difference between the two devices, and one has a lot more real estate and a lot more functionality than the other. So the iPad Mini, in that case, I think is going to be the one that's going to win out. So here's what important thing I think for developers is when it comes Christmas time, I think that kids aren't going to ask for the iPod Touch. They're going to ask for the iPad Mini, and being that there's just a $30 difference between that, I think that if the parents are already primed to buy them an Apple device, they're probably going to opt for the Mini just because it feels like you get more with it. And so that'll yet to be seen, but it definitely is a great gaming device. It's easy to hold in your hand. I'm going to post some pictures of that compared to what it's like to hold the Kindle Fire, which I actually have here with me. I've got the Kindle Fire here with me. It's a 7-inch tablet, and holding it is extremely comfortable. Holding the iPad Mini is doable and comfortable, but there is a little bit of a stretch in the tendons of the hand. You know, is that a big factor? I don't know. It's definitely you can hold it in one hand, just like they've shown at the Apple event, just like they show on their website. It still fits in my pocket, but of course I don't wear blue jeans. I don't try to jam a tablet in my pants when I'm wearing blue jeans. I guess with more of a baggy pockets, you could probably do that. I wear cargos, and I can fit both devices into a pocket, no problem. As far as I'm concerned, I could see the iPad Mini basically. Maybe they could make it a little smaller. I know they're trying to preserve that 7.9-inch screen so that they get the most visible viewing space as possible. But for the most part, I would like to see it a little a little more comfortable in the hand. It does. There are some aspects of it just from the dimensions of it where it feels a little awkward. Um, but it's not a game. It doesn't kill the conversation at all. If you want to go and buy an iPad, you're still going to want to look at the iPad Mini. I just think that it it just doesn't flow quite as well, and that's just like a minor undercurrent. But as far as a development device, I think that we're going to see a lot of these, and it's definitely going to be something on the iOS lineup that as developers we're going to want to pay attention to. The non-retina display doesn't make a difference. It's fine. I can't really tell any difference. I'm sure if I held up two devices next to each other, an iPad, a retina and a non-retina, I would be able to tell the difference. But just looking at it all by itself, you can't really tell. What else is there? So that's really it. I have been using it. I'm going to continue to use it this weekend, and then of course I'm going to talk about it on Monday on the Corona Geek on air. But for the most part, I like it. I definitely I have no problems, no qualms with the original iPad, apart from the fact that it's heavier, and larger. So typing is a little more awkward if you want to type with your thumbs and things like that. Your thumbs do come together on the iPad Mini. So if you hold it in portrait mode, your thumbs do come together, which is a huge benefit over the original iPad, because that thing, your thumbs didn't come anywhere close to each other, and you had to sort of jostle the device in order to type on it. The iPad Mini is a much easier to type with two thumbs, which makes it for me a much more encouraging content creation device, because I can sit there and type on it with two thumbs as opposed to the iPad, which wasn't all that comfortable. So there you go. There's just a look, just some thoughts that I wanted to share. Like I said, I'll post some pictures of this, and then we're going to talk about it on Monday. And I'm going to get Brian Burton, author of developing Corona books. He's going to be there. Christopher Ward, as always, is going to be there, and then we're going to have a special guest on the show. And he's going to talk with us about his development experience with using Corona, and of course we're going to talk about that. It's going to be Dean Murphy, the author of Joke Shake. He's going to be on the show with us, and so we're going to talk with him, maybe about the iPad Mini, and get his thoughts as well, and see where we go from there. All right, thanks for watching, and have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you on Monday. Bye.